Why is it that when you see a headline that says 25 dead in violent attack on the news, you get a different reaction from actually seeing 25 dead, bloody bodies on your screen? In early April this year, a game called No Mercy was released on Steam. No Mercy included incest, blackmail, and unavoidable non-consensual sex, according to its Steam page. The game also promised players the opportunity to become, quote, every woman's worst nightmare, and to never take no for an answer. Despite the game's explicitly violent and disturbing content involving sexual violence, a significant portion of the gaming community rallied to defend its existence on Steam. In an era where extreme content is readily accessible at the click of a button, we face a troubling issue: the gradual erosion of our collective moral sensitivity. This desensitization to disturbing and harmful content represents one of the most pressing cultural challenges of our time. The recent controversy surrounding the No Mercy game serves as a stark illustration of this cultural shift. The reaction to this game reveals something deeply concerning about our culture today: that exposure to increasingly extreme content has dulled our ability to recognize and respond appropriately to material that should universally shock the conscience. The normalization of extreme content follows a certain pattern. What begins as shocking gradually becomes familiar, then acceptable, and finally defended as a matter of principle. In the case of No Mercy, many defenders framed their support not around the content itself, but around abstract concepts of free speech and artistic expression. But at what point does our commitment to absolute freedom of expression begin to erode our basic human decency? Desensitization operates through repeated exposure, gradually shifting our baseline for what constitutes normal or acceptable content. When violence, degradation, and exploitation become commonplace in our media, we lose the capacity for appropriate moral outrage. This isn't a matter of personal taste. It represents a breakdown in our ability to protect human dignity. The internet has accelerated this process exponentially. Unlike previous generations, who encountered extreme content rarely and often by accident, today we can access increasingly disturbing material with ease. The defense of No Mercy by portions of the gaming community demonstrates how desensitization manifests in real life. Rather than recognizing the game's content as inherently harmful and disgusting, supporters focused on arguments about censorship and platform policies. This response suggests that repeated exposure to graphic content has impaired their ability to make moral distinctions about what kinds of media deserve protection and what kinds cause genuine harm. The existence of this game itself is a consequence of desensitization. When we lose our capacity for appropriate moral outrage, we become vulnerable to the normalization of genuinely harmful behaviors. The erosion of moral sensitivity shapes how we respond to real-world violence and abuse. Outside gaming communities, the international response to No Mercy was negative. Multiple countries moving to ban the game, and people signing petitions for its removal. However, the fact that such a response was necessary, and that it met with significant resistance, reveals how far the process of desensitization has already progressed. While the principles of free speech remain vital to a democratic society, they must be balanced against the recognition that some forms of expression cause genuine harm by normalizing violence and degradation. The No Mercy controversy should serve as a wake-up call about the dangers of moral desensitization in digital culture. If we continue like this, normalizing increasingly extreme content, we will lose our capacity for appropriate moral judgment. Anyways, that's all for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.